Shalom, Yasharala, Shalom. Kala Layam, Allahayanawa, Yahawah, Bahasham, Yawashi, Bahasham, Rakaha Qadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, who teach you and rule well. Peace and salutation to the Akim, fellow laborers, the hopeful elect, pushing this truth, have risked their own lives throughout the four corners of the earth. To the Ak with listening, and learning, Shalom. We'll get right into it. It's your brother Shema from the Pillars of Benjamin Camp. Here another lesson. And it's an article that came out on Yahoo Finance it's a lot yesterday. And the title of the article, BlackRock president says entitled generation now learning about shortages, right? BlackRock is an investment company, investment management company. BlackRock is an American multinational investment management corporation based in New York City. Founded in 1988, initially as a risk management and fixed income institutional asset manager, BlackRock is the world's largest asset manager with 10 trillion US dollars in assets under management as of January 22nd. As of January 2022, BlackRock operates globally with 70 offices in 30 countries and clients in 100 countries. BlackRock has sought to position itself as an industry leader in environmental, social, and corporate governance. The company has faced criticism for worsening climate change, its close ties with the Federal Reserve during the Crown Royal, EMIC, anti-competitive behavior, and its unprecedented investments in China. Yeah, BlackRock. I read not too long ago that they're buying up all the real estate, man. They're buying up everything, right? And these BlackRock. Also another thing. They're shareholders in the big three. The big three companies that make the jump shot, man. So is Vanguard. Vanguard's another one, right? Both these guys, BlackRock and Vanguard, are shareholders in the big three of the jump shot manufacturers. Look it up. BlackRock Inc. President Rob Capito warned that inflation is having dramatic effects on the economy, with an entire generation now learning what it means to suffer from shortages. Right? That's a true statement. Right? It's a world of hurt about to come down on this place, man. And these proud, these lofty, entitled, a whole generation. This man just said. Now learning what it means to suffer from shortages. Right? Babylonians, Americans, adversity and affliction. No, they doesn't it say in Isaiah 47, verse 1, virgin daughter of Babylon? Why is America referred to as virgin daughter of Babylon? She hasn't been touched. Isaiah 47, verse 1, and it reads, "Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon." Right, America, sit in the dust. You're being brought low and you're in a state of confusion. Right, sit on the ground. Right, you're being brought low. The dust is confusion. There is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans, America, for thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. Right, in the whole world. Right, you're no longer considered tender and delicate on the land of milk and honey. You're already not considered that. For the first time, this generation is going to go into a store and not be able to get what they want. Right, entitled, "My iPhone's not red. I want to see the manager. This is unacceptable. I want to see the manager." I want to see the manager. Right? Right, my latte is lukewarm. It's not hot. I ordered 3 packages of honey with that latte, not one. I want to speak to the manager. Right, entitled, man. For the first time, this generation is going to go into a store and not be able to get what they want, Capito said at a conference held in Austin by the Texas Independent Producers and Royalty Owners Association. Right? Once again, these elites, right? And there's a face man of the elites. You know, he answers to higher ups, right? He answers to his handlers, who are the elites, these banking families, right? But once again, they're telling you what's coming, what's in the pipeline, right? Not getting what you want. And we have a very entitled generation that has never had to sacrifice. The economy is reckoning with what he dubbed scarcity inflation, or the fallout from a shortage of workers, agricultural supplies, and housing, and of oil in some region, right? And haven't we, beginning with the elder apostles on down, been saying this, man? Beginning with the elder apostles on down, speaking of the inflation and the grinding ceasing, the shortage of workers. Ecclesiastes 12 verse 2. Agricultural supplies and housing, right? Right. That's farmer telling you about the empty storehouses. It's here. And of oil in some region, right? And oil, that's a big thing that's going on right now. Putin's demanding that he wants only ruble for his oil, right? The greenback is through. I would put on your seatbelts because this is something that we haven't seen, Capito said, right? Once again, these elites, he's voicing the rhetoric, the agenda of his handlers, who he answers to, right? These banking families, once again telling you what put on your seatbelts. Capito co-founded New York-based BlackRock, which is now the world's largest asset manager with 10 trillion in client assets and investments across the global economy. Right. So, let's get a scripture. Isaiah 2, verse 11. And it reads, the lofty looks of man shall be dumbed, Salak. The lofty looks of man shall be humbled, and the haughtiness of men shall be bowed down, right? The pride, the haughtiness. And the Lord, Yahawah, alone shall be exalted in that day. For the day of the Lord, Yahawah, of hosts, hosts being armies, shall be upon everyone that is proud and lofty, and upon everyone that is lifted up, and he shall be brought low, right? The proud, the lofty, they're going to be brought low, man. Right? There's going to be no food out here, man. There's going to be martial law. There's going to be food rationings, checkpoints. This is what's coming. Right? This man's on the record saying an entire generation is not going to know what to do. Right? Let's look at some of these comments. Even as we're looking right now, there's people typing. A lot of people got a lot to say. Right? And this is coming out of the mouths of the upper echelon of the elites. What's this guy's early life say on What's this guy's early life say on Wikipedia? Let's satisfy our curiosity. What's his name? Rob what? Capito? Rob Capito, right? Was founded by Larry Fink, Rob Capito. Look, this guy right here, Larry Fink. He's look it up. He's a board member of the WEF. Okay? Look it up. So let's look into this guy's early life. Born in 1957, New York City. Look at that, eh? 48er. Born into, right? He earned an MBA. Yeah, need we say more? Right? Need we say more? Are we surprised? You mean like not enough food? Yep, that's coming. Having to walk, no AC or heat, work in the rain. Nobody in the US suffers. No draft anymore. Life is free until 20s. And after 50s, careless, lazy ones are subsidized by the few working poor and ambitious. This guy's on point right here. By the few working poor and ambitious immigrants. Meanwhile, the rich live tax-free, while government employees, fire cops, teachers, media treat themselves to luxuries and lifetime fat benefits. Meanwhile, I'm suffering through a shortage of beer, of beer and weed. I live in a small, somewhat exclusive Florida subdivision of a one-story, 3-2 condos with attached two-car garages. The HOA dues are $700 a month. All the snowbirds that own one of these units as a second home are all retired government workers or retired teachers. We can barely afford to just live here, let alone have a second home. Right? Yeah. There's two class of people, man. Right? And right now, these ruling class elites, these banking families are doing away with the middle class. Right? What's the mantra of the WEF? You will own nothing and be happy. Right? But yeah. What did that say there? Yeah, man. There's and people gonna bug out, man. People gonna as the shortages increase and the tribulation, the affliction, the adversity increases, people gonna bug out. Isaiah 33 verse 6, right? And that's when you're gonna have to martial law come in because people are gonna be wilded. Isaiah 33 verse 6, and it reads, "And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and strength of salvation." Right? And this is what's gonna keep, Lord willing, of that number, the elect, the hopeful elect. This is what's going to keep us grounded in these times that are to come, man. Right? Of thy times, what times? The evil times that are coming. Evil means bad times, right? A time like no other. And strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure, right? The fear of Yahawah B'Shem Yawashi. It's only the elect fear Yahawah B'Shem Yawashi, right? That's our treasure. Isaiah 26. Isaiah 26, verse 5. We'll read it from verse 2. Verse 3, the points in 5. Thou wilt keep him in perfect peace, whose mind is stayed on thee. Right? That's wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Our minds, the hopeful elect, Lord willing, we're of that number, stays upon the Lord. Yahawah B'Shem Yawashi. Right? That's what's going to keep us grounded. That's what's going to make us stand firm. That's what's going to have us being stable. Thou will keep him in perfect peace, whose mind is stayed on thee, because he trusteth in thee. Right? We trust in Yahawah B'Shem Yawashi. Trust ye in Yahawah forever, for in Yahawah, right? That's the Yiddish. Yahawah, meaning he exists in the Paleo Hebrew, and the son and his son Yahawashi, meaning he delivers, he saves in the Paleo Hebrew, right? Trust ye in Yahawah forever, and anywhere you see all caps, Lord, that's the Father, Yahawah. For in Yahawah is everlasting strength, for he bringeth down them that dwell on high, right? And that's part of these lofty, proud, right? Being on high, they've been high, right? For he bringeth down them that dwell on high, right? America the Great, Babylon the Great. The lofty city, America the Great, Babylon the Great. He layeth it low, even to the ground. He bringeth it even to the dust, right? And we're seeing America the Great, Babylon the Great be brought low, right? And we ain't seen nothing yet. When times of trouble is in full bloom, when the bug out meter's in red, right? Zephaniah 2, verse 15. And it reads, "This is the rejoicing city that dwelt carelessly," right? America the Great, careless, not a care in the world, smug. It's my right. It's unconstitutional, right? My latte is cold. I want to speak to the manager, right? This is the rejoicing city that dwelt carelessly, that said in her heart, her mind, I am, and there is none beside me, right? America the Great, Babylon the Great, right? Lofty, proud. We're the best at this, the best at that, right? How will she become a desolation, right? This is ultimately her judgment. A place for beasts to lie down in, right? Desert animals. And what's going to cause this? Thermonuclear intercontinental ballistic missiles. Every one that passes by her shall hiss and wag his hand, right? It's what's it saying? I think it's Isaiah 13. Fourteen. Isaiah 14, verse 5. The Lord, Yahawah, hath broken the staff of the wicked. Who are the wicked? Malachi 1 and 4. These ruling class elites, these banking families. And the scepter of the rulers, these ruling class elites, right? These banking families, right? They've ruled. He who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke, right? Who do you do that to? You Israelites, Israel being a people for a place. He that ruled the nations in anger is persecuted, and none hindereth. The whole earth is at rest and is quiet. They break forth into singing, right? And ultimately, when she receives your judgment, the earth gonna be at rest, man. Right? But the scripture I wanted was this one right here. Isaiah 14, verse 11. Thy pomp, right? You're proud. Your pride, your pride. Your let's look into it. Pomp in the Hebrew.
Strong's H 1347. Gaon. Gaon.
Right? Exaltation. Majesty. Pride. Excellence. Right? Your pride, your arrogancy, your excellence. Right? To be exalted, the root word. Gawa. Right? Your pride, your excellency, your arrogance. Thy pomp is brought down to the grave, right? Your pride, your excellency, your arrogance. Grave being the ground, right? Let's show that. Sheol.
Strong's H 7585. Sheol. Sheol. And second entry, Sheol. Sheol.
Grave, pit, underworld, right? Right? Grave, pit, underworld. Sheol, Sheol. Hell, hell. Hell is condition. Hell is the ground, right? Thy pomp is brought down to the grave, and the noise of the vials. The worms is spread under thee, and the worms cover thee, right? Your infrastructure is falling apart, man. Right? Broken cities, broken infrastructure. Right? The roads are shit. The architecture is crumbling. Right? Right? The worm is decay. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer? right? And Lucifer just means light bearer, right? These light bearers are the ruling class elites, these banking families, right? They bear the light. They bear the left hand knowledge, right? Son of the morning, how art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations, right? America. For thou hast said, verse 13, for thou hast said in thy heart, being mine, I will ascend into heaven, right? I will exalt my throne above the stars of Yahawah, right? Right? That's their satellites, their GPS tracking systems in the upper atmosphere, right? They control the airspace, man. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High, right? And that's always been their mission, to be like the Most High. But it's not so. Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell. Hell is a condition. Hell is the grave, the pit. To the sides of the pit. They that see thee, right? And how is America the Great, Babylon the Great going to be brought down? These thermonuclear intercontinental missiles, ICBMs, in tandem with the laser beams from the chariots, what the world enemy calls UFOs. They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made earth to tremble, that did shake kingdoms? Right? All these other nations gonna look at America the Great when she's done. This was he. He did this. He had the whole world shook. He shook kingdoms. Right? Right? Their pride. Let's close out with this one. Some Proverbs. Right. Proverbs 16, verse 18. And it reads, pride goeth before destruction, right? Ain't Esau proud? Isn't America the Great proud? And a haughty spirit before a fall, right? Her end will be her fall. Proverbs 18, verse 12. Before destruction, the heart being mind, of man is haughty, and before honor is humility. But yeah, that's it on that. Right? Stay prayed up, pray without ceasing. Kwam Yasharala, Wa Abad, Babal, Shalom.